Do you like looking at world markets? Do you want to know when altcoin season's about to happen? We're going to look at Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, the S&P futures, the NASDAQ, gold, Bitcoin, and more. We're going to break down SOLETH, ETHBTC, and show you where the money is flowing in cryptocurrency. Let's do our macro analysis video I do every single Friday. Jump on in with me right now, the Crypto Lifer. Let's do it. So here we are with the weekly chart for Bitcoin. And if you've been watching my channel and me for a long time, and even my last macro analysis video I put out, we talked about this being a rising wedge that could break out parabolically for BTC. We even started showing you how the parabola was beginning to form, and you could kind of see this rounded motion here to the upside. This tells me Bitcoin could go somewhere to 180,000, even maybe even higher to the $200,000 region. Look at the parabola and how it forms. It usually stays true to form, and I could see it kind of doing something like this. Even 260,000 could be the top for Bitcoin. This is very, very interesting. So keep this on your radar. But what I see here for Bitcoin is very, very bullish. All right. So the bigger time frames look bullish to me for BTC. Short term, or relatively short term, I see $170,000 Bitcoin. That could happen by November 24th, by Thanksgiving. We could be sitting pretty there for BTC. Right off the bat, though, if you saw what happened earlier today and you got away from that macro and we just looked at like the 5-day chart, you can see the 5-day chart was also inside of this ascending triangle. That has a measured move to the upside, suggesting that Bitcoin is going way higher, all the way somewhere up here to $148,000 BTC, almost to 150K. So Bitcoin looking beautiful. We now have beautiful support at 105.5, and the key level on the weekly that we broke above is 109,000. We now have support there because it was resistance. We've closed it. We want to close this weekly candle above 109K. That'll be amazing. As long as this weekly candle closes green, very, very bullish for Bitcoin. I see a continuation specifically on this 3-day bull pennant or ascending triangle, really, that's breaking out. I see this thing going up, and I got a measured move on the 3-day chart to send Bitcoin somewhere to about 148. Yeah, I keep getting 149, $148,000. So this tells me we're touching the 21. We got room on the stochastics RSI. This is continuing on the macro scale. I see no reason why Bitcoin can't continue to pump. We may get a pullback. We may get a retest. We could even bounce off 110, 115. That looks likely to me. But in the longer term, I see this weekly candle closing green and a continuation to $148,000 BTC. Let's break down the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency and show you what we see happening. Same idea was inside this kind of giant symmetrical triangle, honestly. It looks more symmetrical than a rising wedge because it has the altcoins in it, which would drag the prices down a little bit more. So Bitcoin's in the rising wedge, but inverted head and shoulder. That's a breakout of the neckline. That has a move to the upside. Tells me the whole market's going to move. And when you see when you see the total market cap moving up this big, it has to go into altcoins and not just Bitcoin, right? That's a huge move, which tells me we're going to take a look at Bitcoin dominance in a second and see what's happening to Bitcoin dominance. But this is the total market cap in all the altcoins and Bitcoin, everything. And this looks like a big move is coming and already happened with that breakout. We take a look at Total 3. Total 3 is the entire market cap of all the altcoins. And this is the last time I did the macro. Same idea here. Cup and handle, getting tight. I see a breakout. The next place is $1.15 trillion. So the altcoins can get back to their own $1 trillion market cap from this $923 billion they're at. They're right at resistance. They need to break through this. There could be one more pullback, a flag. I would watch your 4-hour time frame for a connection to this 21-day moving average, something like this if you're looking for your alts. And then alts are probably going to sail after this one more flag, maybe in 16 to 20 hours, and begin a bigger move to the upside. So pay attention to that 4-hour flag on Total 3. That could how you can get into your favorite alt before it takes off. Let's take a look at what's going on with dominance. And we're going to take a look at Bitcoin dominance and see how the money is flowing in and out of Bitcoin. So right now, if Bitcoin was going to continue to take over and we were going to get no alt season, we would basically see Bitcoin dominance pumping out of this channel to the upside. So the last time I did this, I said, hey, this is the precipice. We either break down and get some alt season, or we pump up here and Bitcoin gets crazy. It is interesting. People are still FOMOing for Bitcoin, but we broke a key level. If you flip this upside down, it's like breaching a long-term trend. We broke that trend. I see this continuing, possibly down to the daily 200 moving average. That's usually what happens when you lose the 21 and you curve down like this. This would propel us into a bit of an alt season here that would get us pumping maybe the entire month of July into August. And alt season would then probably cool off a little bit and come back again maybe in October. I don't know if this is going to carry over for months. Could be a 30 to 40 day alt season. And then next thing you know, and if we can get this dominance to continue to fall back. So this does tell me that alt season is coming. And then if you take a look at Tether dominance, and Tether dominance is also falling off a cliff, which it did. Last time we saw it was on the shoulder, head, shoulder, suggested it was going to dump. Look, it basically hit the exact target that I put out here for Tether dominance. This is how we knew altcoin season was brewing. Things were coming because we saw that Bitcoin dominance could fall out the flag. And then we saw that we had Tether dominance in the head and shoulder pattern. You put those two and two together and it says, well, if Bitcoin's leaving Tether, if money's leaving Tether and money's leaving Bitcoin, then where the heck is it going? It can't be going into the stock market. It's going into the altcoins, right? And so that is the reason here that you're able to kind of get ahead on alt season before everybody else, because we're able to see the juxtaposition between Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance. I've been teaching this for years on my show, on my channel. Come do it every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Let's kind of keep moving forward here. We're going to take a look at the S&P future, which I've been calling for a bullish move on for a long time, a breakout, this rising wedge to the upside. Now we're flagging out. Look for us to just kind of go sideways here and get ready for our next big pump. So I see the S&P just getting ready. They're going to print that money, this big, beautiful bill. They have to print so much money. When they print my money, it's going into the hands of people that run the stock market, run hedge funds. It's going to trickle in through investments and other things. And I just see the S&P going to this high here. Let me delete these two as I got those accidentally. Didn't need them. But a high of 6,598. Look for this flag. 5 to 6 more days, the 21 touches, and then boom. Another explosive move for the S&P as that's an all-time high, and I see it going to another one at 6,598, even 7,000 kind of up there at one point as they continue to print this money. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Similar idea to the NASDAQ. I see the NASDAQ going sideways for the next 4 to 5 days, 7 or 8 at the very most, and then it's likely to touch the 21 and get an explosive move to the upside. Look for the NASDAQ to break out to possibly 20,005. Its next target is 24,082, as it is right near an all-time high as well. And I called this punch out this. If you watch my macro videos, I told you they were going to print money. I called the bottom here with this inverted head and shoulder. When everyone else was bearish here, I said they're going to reverse the price. Watch the money printer turn on. They reversed these markets. Everything started to rip back in April. And bang, bang, bang. Everything changed. We got reversals in everything. Bitcoin all-time high. They're about to cut the rates in September. That's happening. That money's going to flow. Where do you think it's going to go? S&P, NASDAQ, Bitcoin, stock market. Let's go. So things are starting to kind of look pretty nice. Let's take a look at gold. Gold even holding its own against the dollar, but it was struggling. Is it going to pump? Let's take a look. I see gold doing damage. I see gold pumping up, getting tight. It's going to consolidate, not move as much as Bitcoin, consolidate, but I do see gold headed to $33,990 an ounce. Only a matter of time. Gold breaks out of this ascending triangle to the upside. This is an amazing time here to take a look at gold. So, hey, I see gold consolidating and breaking out. My target for gold is $3,974. You heard it here first on the channel. Silver also looking very, very interesting. I think silver could do damage and it will follow and probably make even better multiples against gold. Let's take a look at silver. Haven't looked at it in a while, but silver, same thing. And silver just actually had a massive tear to the upside. Last time I looked at silver, we were down here in this cup and handle, suggesting it was going to break up. My target for silver is $62 an ounce. It's now at $38 an ounce. Silver. And honestly, I see silver in this rising wedge, very similar to Bitcoin, a suppressed asset that many people realize is about to explode, very undervalued. Silver. And I can see silver going all the way up to $52 right there an ounce. That's my next big target. Look for it to kind of flag out on the 3-day chart at one point here, consolidate again, and then a monster move for silver to the upside is coming, in my humble opinion. Silver looking amazing. Let's take a look at Ethereum, the leader of the altcoins, exploding to the upside. And I was talking about Ethereum in this little flag here. Saw that it could break out and pump to the upside. Let's kind of go over it. So Ethereum got tight on the daily time frame. I love when anything breaks or closes a candle above the daily 200 moving average. And then you can see it was basically a symmetrical triangle, but it was super tight. And you saw it was consolidating. Once it got above the 200 moving average on the daily, it exploded. You get in right there with a stop below the 200, and that thing is gone, baby, gone. And it absolutely ripped to the upside. So Ethereum doing damage. What do I see happening now? It's a little hot right now. I do see it slightly probably pulling back on the 4-hour time frame. It could uptrend. One of these, just look for a flag, look for the 21 to catch. Whenever the 21 catches, Ethereum's probably ripe for its next big move and headed somewhere to about $3,600 an ounce for Ethereum. So I like what I'm seeing for ETH. Then you look at ETHBTC, and ETHBTC starting to beat up, starting to get that move. We looked at this flag. We wanted to see it pump. It did. That's when you know alt season is coming. When ETH Bitcoin is ripping, you're seeing Tether dominance and Bitcoin dominance falling. So use the ETHBTC chart, use the Tether dominance chart, and the Bitcoin dominance chart. You juxtapose them the way I teach you if you watch my channel for the last few years, and I'm right on the altcoins with the probabilities. Use those same probabilities. They're going to tell you what's likely going to happen in the broader markets. Bang. You've got your sauce. You've got your way. You've got your key to altcoin season. You don't need to listen to anybody else. You can do it yourself. So beautiful moment here. Now, does ETH Bitcoin come back down as Bitcoin surges? Looks like it could, but that's higher consolidation with a higher low. Altcoins pull back a little bit. Bitcoin stays steady. And then again, we eventually get this bigger altcoin season. And it tells us we may not get it until, the bigger move, the breakout of Ethereum versus Bitcoin, somewhere until the beginning of August. All right. But we do see some movement here with ETHBTC. I also like to look at Sol Ethereum because when Ethereum is stronger than Sol, it's a big deal. It tells me that money is flowing heavily into ETH, and we need that for the markets to be strong. ETH was pretty flat for a long time while Solana was the meme coin king. I like this. So it looks like Sol and ETH and Ethereum will beat up on Sol right here in the next few months. Just something to think about there, and that's good for alt season in general. We want to see ETH really come back strong and take over. So, yeah, and so that's kind of what I want you to see. Bitcoin, right? The total market cap of all the cryptocurrencies, the total market cap of all the altcoins, which is total 3 in case you forgot there. Then we look at Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, all right? I also like to look at the DXY, which is the dollar. The dollar actually getting a bit of a pump here. I'd like to see it stay inside of a bear flag, though, and fall off. It would be better for all coins and everything else if we get the dollar to drop. A weak dollar is way better. The dollar pumps here and starts to get a move. It's okay. It's pumped with Bitcoin slightly, but I'd like to see the dollar continue down. I'd like to see the DXY fall off here out of this flag to the downside. Very important. We see the DXY just basically take a tumble here to the downside, right? Interesting enough, the last few days with Bitcoin, the dollar has been pumping, but pumping into what looks to me is a bear flag that can continue further to the downside for the DXY. Then we also looked at gold. We also looked at silver, the NASDAQ, and the S&P futures, and gave you a whole picture of what's happening in these global world markets. If you like this video, and if you like this big picture look of the markets, come back every single Friday. I'm here in the afternoon. You'll love it. Please subscribe to the channel, the Crypto Lifer channel. It'll be awesome. See the next videos that I put out and watch the content. I'll be back for more every single day on my live stream and content like this. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life.